Hi everyone, my name is Hannah and I am the crocheter behind Hannah's Handmaids. I have been crocheting since about May of 2023 and I know how important free patterns are to begin with because you're not so sure about exactly what you're doing yet, and being able to practice things and practice different kinds of patterns for free is a really big deal. All of these are going to be linked in the description, and I will be showing the creators' names on screen whenever there's a new pattern so you can easily look them up. Be sure to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and in the future if you'd like more free patterns. A note before we start out, all of these plushies are made with velvet yarn. I will be saying the weight of the yarn and the size hook that I used on screen so you guys can replicate it, and you can ask questions in the comments if you have any. Without further ado, let's move on to the patterns. So the first pattern I have today is this little duck. He has a little cute hat, very cute bag. It's a little flower bag, and the feet are a bit higher than I wanted to place them, but overall, especially for a free pattern, I love him. Found him on Instagram, and he's pretty quick to work up. There is quite a bit of sewing. The feet, the beak, the hat, and the arms are all sewed on for this project, so if you're not super into sewing, it might not be the best for you, but overall, he was pretty quick to work up. Took me about an hour or two to make, but he is adorable. I used 5-weight velvet yarn for him, and I used a 5mm crochet hook with 10mm eyes. So if you want to recreate something very similar to this, that's what I used. And he is one of my favorite little pieces now. He's a very good guy to keep on your bookshelf, or just a really cute decoration to have. Up next, we have this cute little cat pattern. My fiance said that he looks kind of like a little bit of a mouse rather than a cat, which I can see, especially with the coloring. But, I mean, if you want a little mouse or a little cat, especially if you want him to be a cat, you can make his ears a bit more pointy, because I've found that they kind of round out, and that's how he gets more of that mouse look, so just point them up a little bit. This one is a great beginner-friendly pattern. The only thing that is sewn on is this tail right here. So it introduces you to some no-sew characteristics. And overall, he works up really quickly, and he's pretty cute. I mean, he's one shape, so the main things that you would have to focus on are the ears and the little feet. But yeah, overall, he's a cute little guy, and I love him. Next, we have this little whale pattern. This whale I actually made because I have so many limbs that I used to pin the pieces down, and they were kind of just all over the place, and I don't like that because it's kind of scary if you don't have a little pin cushion. I used velvet yarn for him, I used weight for, and I used a 3.5mm crochet hook with 10mm eyes. Everything in this is going to have 10mm eyes except for one larger plushie. But he is very useful for me because he does lay so flat that I can just put him on my desk and not have to worry about my pins being everywhere. And since he is pretty deep, I'm also not going to accidentally stab myself with the pins, which is not fun, and I don't particularly enjoy doing that. So he is super useful for me now, and I think in the future, the next pattern I hopefully make, I am planning on making a little porcupine or little hedgehog to put the pins in, so it's a bit more fitting than just a little whale. But for now, he does really well, and he does his job exactly how I need him to. Next, we have this little mini moo, which I absolutely love. This was a pattern test that I did back in January, I think, of this year, and she turned out the cutest. There's a little heart on the side, and it's really teeny. I used 4-weight as well for this one, just like the last one, and a 3.5mm crochet hook. And the ears, I love the back of the ears. It's one of those things that I don't know why I love it so much, because there's the little pink with the blue on the outside. I think it adds to it. I love the colors. I used Bernat baby velvet yarn for this. That yarn, specifically the pink, just, it makes it so cute, and it's another one of those cute little guys that's just easy to stick on the shelf and just have him as a little extra decoration. Last but not least is my personal favorite plushie that I've honestly ever made. So a bit of a story time on this. When I first started crocheting, I would kind of just drag my fiance to Hobby Lobby because I didn't really know what I was doing yet. You know, I was exploring. The main thing that got me into it was seeing all of the plushies on TikTok. And it got me really, really excited to start creating my own plushies because I loved plushies as a kid. So it kind of went over into adulthood. But we went to Hobby Lobby to look for some yarn, and I ran into this lady there. She was a teacher, an elementary school teacher, and she was making plushies, like little teddy bear plushies for her students for the end of the year. And she told me that one of the plushies that she was making was a Winnie the Pooh plushie. And I told her, oh my gosh, I love Winnie the Pooh. Like, those books are some of my favorite books. And she showed me exactly where the yarn was that she used, exactly where the eyes were. She took me all over the store getting this stuff for me. And that's when I made my little Winnie the Pooh plushie. And this is him. And he is my absolute favorite thing that I've ever made. She got me the colors, and at first I was like, those colors kind of, like, they go well together, but also I don't really like the yellow. It's kind of, it looks kind of, you know, I think I actually have it. Yeah, I do. It just doesn't look like a good yellow to me. And like I said, I was starting out, so I didn't really know color combinations super well. And so I still bought it either way, and turns out she helped me make my most favorite plushie ever. This pattern is very good for learning color changes, and there's only a few color changes in it, so it's not too hard. I got my yarn, like I said, from Hobby Lobby, and it's Yarn Bee's Velvet yarn. I think the yellow's called Mustard, and I can't remember what the red's called, but it should be right in the section right by it. But either way, he turned out to be my absolute favorite, and I honestly might make another one of him just because I love him so much. And has the perfect body proportions. It's really good for teaching you how the body proportions work if you want more of a realistic looking plushie, because the other ones that I've shown have been a little bit more not full body, I would say. Plus, he's the perfect size if you're wanting something to cuddle and you're just learning how to get started with crochet. Those are all my favorite plushies that I've created so far from free patterns. Like I said at the beginning of the video, there's going to be links in the description below so you can easily click on that to go to the patterns. Or if you just look up these creators' names, they should pop up as well. Leave a comment if you have any more questions pertaining to these patterns, and I hope I see you guys in the next video.